Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Birmingham. Today is our Religious Education Sunday, where we turn over the service to our children and youth. And so with that, we have our welcome.
Welcome home.
Whoever you are.
Whoever you are, whoever you love, and
Wherever you are today.
Whoever you are today, and
Wherever you are on your spiritual journey.
Where you are on your spiritual journey.
You are welcome here.
You are welcome here. Welcome home.
We appreciate your attention to this morning's announcements. We appreciate your attention to this morning's announcements. You'll find announcements in our order of service or on the slides for those of you at home. If you require accommodations during our service this morning, our ushers are available to assist. Today is our last call for all pledges. Our board needs to know so we can plan for next year. There are printed pledge forms available in the back, or you can email your pledge to the church office. Our connection card has listed several opportunities for volunteers needed. Please look it over and check anything you might be interested in. We are currently working on a leadership slate for next year and have some important teams to fill. Our strategy team is going to work on a 5-year plan for our church. And our security team is going to work on spending a federal grant to help bolster our security. If you have recently graduated from a program and would like to be celebrated, please say so on your connection card or contact the church office. We will be celebrating graduates on May 22nd. We also have the following special announcement from the Playground Committee.
Hope everybody can hear me. Inside of the papers that were given to you at the entrance is this Church Cleanup Day announcement. So that's this coming Saturday, we will be organizing a cleanup day here at the church, and part of it includes cleaning up the playground. I'm Laura, and I'm the head of the playground committee, and I would be great to see some additional people show up and come help us out because we have some really heavy lifting to do. There is a link in this week's church email that has a Sign Up Genius in it, so please check it out and sign up. There is a spot for helping out specifically with playground cleanup, and we would love to see you out there. There will be snacks and refreshments, and the equipment, the rakes, and the tools will all be there for you. All right, thank you so much.
And now Helen has an announcement.
Good morning. Greater Birmingham Ministries has just published their election guide for the primaries. Patty Falconberry will be here after church with copies if you want them. It's also available online. And if you have questions, just you can go by either call GBM or Amanda@gbm.org for Amanda Perry. It's got voting plans, eligibility, candidate information, It does a good job like they always do. Thanks.
The prelude prepares us for worship.
Please rise in body or spirit for the lighting of the chalice. This is a piece from The Beauty Woven Fine by Reverend Scott Taylor. As we celebrate life's beauty, may we never forget that we are a part of it. It is woven around us, through us, between us. We are here to notice those elegant strands, the way they call to us, the way they hold us, the way they connect us. May our time together today enable that beauty to shine. In the spirit of inclusivity and welcome, please take the next few moments to greet those around you, especially those you may not recognize. Charlotte if she wants to stand up here with you guys. The mic's on. Yes. Is she coming? Okay. Yeah. I just don't know they got the papers too. I'm going to introduce it and say that they wrote it.
Hello. Hello.
Hi. I like talking, but why?
Please be seated for the opening words. Today's opening words were written by our 3 scouts that went through our religious emblem program earlier this year.
Hello, I'm here. You first, Skylar. Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm first.
We are all connected to the earth in many different ways.
We are connected to the animals because we are all mammals and we are descendants of apes.
We are connected to plants by helping them live so they can help us.
We are connected to everything in the universe because we are made of atoms and dust particles from space.
We're all made of 60% water, and that's how we're connected to it.
We are connected to the world in many different ways. That's why we should protect it. Now what do we do?
Y'all did a great job. All 3 of them wrote it. Whoa, 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 whoa. We have something else to do. Courtney, do you want to join me up here? So the 5 of us met to help these scouts get their religious emblem. So their religious emblem is more than just their yearly badge representing the faith tradition of scouts. The religious emblem means they have done a deep dive into their own faith journey and are claiming something beyond just what their parents have asked them to do. So they're really investigating what they think about things and what they know, and it's really a beautiful time. So with that, I'd like to award the Love and Help badges to our 3 scouts who went through the program this year. Stark Flores, yay. Charlotte Toomey, and Skylar Tatum. In addition to their Love and Help badge, they also get to wear the religious emblem knot, which they get to wear their entire scout life. So it's really, really important. I see Charlotte's already got hers on her uniform. Really, really amazing. So we're so proud of you, and we're cheering you on. Great job.
Good morning. I am Jess, member of the board. Our church is supported by those who call our church home and by those who support the efforts of our church to change our world for the better. If this is your first time with us, please pass the plate. We are just glad you're here. If you wish to join, our church this morning, please come up during the offertory music to sign the membership book. We share our cash plate every Sunday with organizations whose work reflects UU values to care for marginalized persons, advocate for real and systemic change, defend our environment, and promote justice and equity for all. Today's Share the Plate will be for Be a Blessing Birmingham, an organization providing help and support to our houseless neighbors. We are also collecting goods for them to distribute at their monthly gatherings, so please check the list in the narthex to see what you can bring. We appreciate your donations, either by placing them in the plate, by mailing your donation to the church, or by using PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle. Our Venmo account is at UUCBHAM. Our Zelle account is office@uucbham.org. Please designate whether your offering is for UUCBHAM or Be a Blessing Birmingham. Thank you for your generous support of our church and our Share the Plate recipient. May we give in love and hope. And now we have some awesome music from Chip and Wyatt.
Now is the time in our community when we share what we carry with us on this day, joy or sorrow. For those of you online, please share yours in our online chat. And remember to hold others by placing parentheses around their name. For those of you in person today, you are now invited to come forward and drop a stone in honor or memory of what is on your heart today. Please come forward. Today, we lift up Virginia Elam, who is recovering from a heart surgery this week. We also lift up the family and friends of Alex Feldman, one of our choir members who died suddenly this week. May we keep one another in our hearts and minds in the spirit of community and love. Please take this moment to hear a spoken meditation followed by a moment of silence. We invite each of you to take a deep breath into the present moment and realize that not everyone will have the functions to enter into all of these movements, but grateful for the skills we do have. We invite you, as you are willing and able, to participate in this interactive meditation. Spirit of God, Spirit of love, God of many names, we enter into this time of centering and sensory reflection. Let us shake out our arms and hands and rest them by our sides. Let us shake out our legs and feet and plant them on the floor. Let us stretch our heads high and let us take a deep breath of thankfulness. Let us touch our eyes, happy to have the beautiful colors, lines, and shapes. Let us imagine the beauty of this world. The flowers, the trees, the babies, the puppies, all of the things in which we delight. Let us touch our ears. Through them, we hear glorious sounds, happy ones and sad ones, beautiful songs and lonely cries. Let us listen well so that we may live fully. Let us touch our lips, for through these lips we receive the food and drink that nourishes us and helps us grow, and we speak the words that express our thoughts and feelings. Let us touch our hearts, for it is our hearts that we know and share love. Let us feel the world around us in our imagination. Let us experience the wind that cools us, the sun that warms us, and the rain that nourishes the earth and cleanses us all. The beauty of life is all around us. Let us say softly, each in our own way, thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, nature. Thank you, world. And may we smile and delight. Amen and blessed be.
Good morning. Can I get all the young and young at heart to join me down here for a science experiment? Thank you, guys. All right, so today we're going to talk about science, and science is very important to us as UUs. I love science, but it is not always easy to learn, especially physics. Are any of you guys in physical science or physics right now at school? Okay, good. So you can help me with this. You see, I had to bring my notes just in case I forgot anything. All right, so physics is the study of what? Do you guys know? It is a science, and it is the science of matter and energy. Today, we're going to discuss two different types of energy. We're going to talk about kinetic energy and potential energy. So do any of you guys know what kinetic energy is? Yes, Stark. Yeah, it's the energy of movement, right? Yes. So what about potential energy? Yeah, Wyatt. Yes, potential energy is stored energy. So now we're going to do a little physics experiment with the help of my lovely assistant, Fauna. So we made this very fancy scientific pendulum this morning, as you can see, and we're going to use it to demonstrate kinetic versus potential energy. But first, there's one big rule about energy. It can never be created or destroyed. So all the energy that ever was is all the energy that is, and that's all the energy that will ever be, right? It just changes form. So Fauna's going to help me demonstrate this with the pendulum. What's going to happen if I lift it up about this high and then let it go? You're super good at this. Do you want to take over for me? And you could just explain this whole thing. Okay, yeah, so if I let it go, all right, so we can see, oh, the kinetic energy ran into fauna. And so if I lift it up a little higher, it's gonna go faster and swing up higher on the other side. And if I go all the way up, what's gonna happen? Yes, and hopefully not hit fauna again, because that might be painful. Right, so what happens when I take away all the potential energy? Yeah, there's no kinetic energy without potential energy, right? So there's two big lessons. Well, that's true. There is still some potential energy there, but not as much as when I had lifted it up, right? So there's two lessons that we can take away from this. One is that we all have potential energy, right? And you guys are expressing that potential energy all the time in how you grow and how you change and how you're exploring your beliefs. All of that is potential that's stored up in you. Yeah, Skylar? You've changed the way you eat hamburgers? Oh, you haven't changed that? You know, some things do stay the same, and that is fine too. Like we said, that energy that you bring to hamburgers can never be created or destroyed. And hopefully you will stay that way always. But some other things about you are definitely going to change, right? Yes, because you're full of potential. But it's also important to remember that we can't have that kinetic energy that turns into all of these changes without restoring our potential energy, right? Do you ever just feel like you're out of energy, like it's gone? Yes, I see some big nods from the older kids here. You guys are getting to that tired phase of life, I understand. It's the end of the school year, and so I'm feeling pretty drained of all my potential and kinetic energy. It's gone. So what can we do to restore our potential energy on a spiritual level? Yeah, Stark. Eat. Yeah, you know, that really does help. Yeah. Sleeping is a great way to restore your energy. Yes, Neva. Drinking water, staying hydrated, super important. But you can also do things that restore your potential energy, right? Like some people pray, some people meditate. I like to read, and I like to do art. You talk to people? Oh, you pray for people? That's really nice of you. Oh, prank people? Oh, that's way different than what I thought you said. Yeah, that does take a lot more. But do you feel like restored as a person after you've pulled off a really good prank? Yeah, you and Clara should talk about that. She hid in my laundry basket in my bedroom for over an hour the other night while I was on a phone call. And then, yes, it was very terrifying when she popped out with all the towels. So it's important for us to remember that in order to continue to change and grow and learn and do all of those great kinetic things that you guys are definitely going to do, you have to take the time to restore your potential energy. So this week I want you to think about that, and I want you to do the things that make you happy and that make you feel like you have more energy when you're done. You going to do that for me? Awesome. Thank you so much. Now, we want most of you guys to stay upstairs, but if we have any littles who would prefer to go downstairs and play, because, you know, service can run a little long, you're welcome to go down with Miss Fauna, but if you'd like to stay, you're of course welcome. Thanks, guys.
off script here. Take my pastoral privilege and introduce our homily this morning. For those of you that don't know, Courtney McKinney is our Director of Lifespan Faith Development. She started here in August. It feels like she's been here forever, in a good way. And she is the first person in this position that I am aware of that started out and had experience as a Unitarian Universalist religious educator. And this is huge for our church. She has really transformed the way we do a lot of things and brings a lot of her unique spirit to us. And also just the history that she's about to share with you. But it is an honor to work with her. She has such a passion for all of the programs in this church, children, youth, and adults. And I hope those of you who have interacted with her have seen that, and those of you who haven't will take the time to get to know her, because I hope for sure she's here for a long while. So without further ado, please welcome to the pulpit, Courtney McKinney.
Gosh, thanks. That was not in the script. It's fun to be up here. Gee, Julie, maybe I should do this more often? No. So I thought I'd share with you all a little about me and why I love what I do. So, my earliest memories of church are of the bright, cheery Sunday school rooms at the UU Church in Springfield, Missouri. I remember there being a paper mache hot air balloon hanging in front of one of the windows. It was colorful and happy and just a little bit faded from the sun. The walls were covered with art, which I guess was made by my classroom predecessors. The room seemed quite large to my preschool-sized self, which really means it was very normal-sized. It seemed like there was always flowers blooming at my church. I remember daffodils, I remember roses, I remember the smells. And they seemed to bloom all year round, which I know is impossible in Springfield, Missouri, but again, preschool self. I remember bits and pieces of the playground, and everything has gotten a bit hazy over the years. I mean, it's been years since I started. Just a few. But the one thing I do remember very clearly was Miss Judy. Miss Judy was my teacher. I'm assuming she was the religious educator. I did not know what that was at the time. She was a tall, slender woman with beautiful silver hair that was always piled in a bun on the top of her head. And she had it pinned up with what I was absolutely positive was very fancy jewels. She would tell us stories and help us with art projects. We learned about Clara Barton and Susan B. Anthony, John Murray and Ralph Waldo Emerson, and all of these other wonderful UUs from history. We talked about making our little part of the world a better place for everyone. Miss Judy always made us feel like it was possible for us to make a difference in the world. Our classroom was in a cottage. My UU congregation was not as fancy as we are here at UUCB. It was a tiny cottage, I remember that. And our sanctuary was separate from that building. The sanctuary and church offices were in a whole different building. But it was the same space as our fellowship hall. So I remember things like stewardship dinners, circle suppers, movie nights, potlucks, all these wonderful warm events in this space together, and then magically, the next morning, it would be ready for worship. Never knew how that happened. Somebody, little ants, I'm assuming. It was always a warm and wonderful space, and it was very much my church home. The best part was that I felt like Miss Judy and all of the other teachers I knew were joining me in a journey as I explored what it meant to be a Unitarian Universalist. I wasn't being told what I should think or what I needed to think, but they just walked with me on that path. To figure out what it meant to be part of a liberal religious faith. No one ever told me what I had to believe. They just walked with me as I figured it out on my own. Years later, when my family moved from Alabama to Missouri, the very first thing I wanted to know about was where the UU church was. I did not want to move to Alabama without a UU church. So my oldest, James, was just turning 2, and I was very, very pregnant with my middle child, Catherine. Just a side note, moving to Alabama when you are 7 months pregnant and it is 99 degrees in October is a terrible idea, just so everyone knows. Not pleasant. We hadn't been in Montgomery a week, but that very first Sunday, we made our way to the UU Fellowship. I jumped in with both feet. And within 2 months, I was the RE committee chair. Oops. I wanted to be involved in RE because my hope was that my children would get to create the kind of memories that I had made while I was growing up in my UU church. Things like being supported, of feeling welcomed, of being empowered, of being able to ask questions and figure out what faith meant for them. I knew that Unitarian Universalism had been that for me. Okay, now we're going to jump ahead a few more years. This was still before Finn was born, and the fellowship was looking for a religious educator. Ooh, fancy, a title. I had the background in education. I had worked in elementary education, and I had a love for Unitarian Universalism. I had grown up as a UU. I was kind of a unicorn. There's not a lot of us out there. And I felt like I had this insider information as to what religious education for UUs looked like. It was the perfect opportunity for me, really. I started as the director of religious education in Montgomery in 2006. The minister that I worked with at the time had wanted me to shadow an experienced religious educator, just for a few Sundays. Jessica York, who some of you probably know, was the religious educator here at UUCB. She graciously offered to let me come see how Sunday mornings looked here for you. I remember sitting in Jessica's office after the service, after the day had been over. I had learned so much. It was an amazing experience. Everyone was so welcoming and friendly, and there was all of these things happening. It was just, the energy was amazing. And I remember sitting in the office and looking at Jessica and telling her, if you ever leave this position, let me know, because I would love to work here. Lo and behold, 16 years later, an opportunity arose, and here I am. So I guess I always wanted to be a part of this congregation. It just took me a little while to get here. So my goal as a religious educator is very similar to what I had hoped for my own children all those years ago. And because my focus is lifespan, I want to work with our whole congregation to create a space for all of us to grow, for all of us to feel supported, to feel welcomed, to feel empowered. I want to create a space for us to share our gifts and our knowledge with each other. And today is a wonderful example of how we can share our gifts. Our children and youth are sharing with you all of that this morning. And I have to say, it's a pretty amazing experience. We have some wonderfully talented children and youth in our congregation, right? I look forward to having more opportunities for adult enrichment on Sunday mornings. I'd love for all of you to have so many things to choose from after service is over, you are basically overwhelmed. I'd love for there to be opportunities for you to share your gifts and knowledge with one another, not only on Sunday mornings, but during the week too. Most of all, I look forward to growing together. I'm glad that we get to go through this part of our faith journey together. So to mark our time together, bring the basket. I have a little something for everybody. And this is what, well, don't bring it to me. Pause. So I have some assistants that are going to help pass this out. Neva and Desmond and Sylvia. Skylar and Stark, do you want to help pass things out? Come help. So we need to give one of these to everybody. Everybody gets one. To mark our time together, this time to grow, we thought we could each take the seeds and literally bloom together. These are wildflowers, and the instructions to plant them are on the package. Some of them are designed to bring pollinators, so to help the bees. Figured that was pretty UU of us. But I hope that when you see these wildflowers bloom, you will be reminded of this part of our journey together and this part of our time to grow together. Thank you so much.
Taller than the other kids up here. I'm nothing special. In fact, I'm a bit of a bore. When I tell a joke, you've probably heard it before. But I have a talent, a wonderful thing, 'cause everyone listens when I start to sing. I'm so grateful and proud. All I want is to sing it out loud. So I say thank you for the music, the songs I'm singing. Thanks for all the joy they're bringing. Who can live without it? I ask in all honesty. What would life be without a song or a dance? What are we? So I say thank you for the music, for giving it to me. Mother says I was a dancer before I could walk. She says I began to sing long before I could talk. But I often wondered, how did it all start? Who found out that nothing could capture a heart like a melody can? Well, whoever it was, I'm a fan. So I say thank you for the music, the songs I'm singing. Thanks for all the joy they're bringing. Who can live without it? I ask in all honesty. What would life be without a song or a dance? What are we? So I say thank you for the music, for giving it to me.
joy, what a life, what a chance. Thank you for the music, the songs I'm singing. Thanks for all the joy they're bringing. Who can live without it? I ask in all honesty. What would life be without a song or a dance? What are we? So I say thank you for the music, for giving it to me. So I say thank you for the music, for giving it to me.
Please rise in body or spirit for the extinguishing of our chalice. May the truth that makes us free, and the hope that never dies, and the love that casts out all fear, lead us forward together till the day breaks and the shadows flee away.